All right, everyone, welcome to Out and About. We are a day late releasing our episode because we decided to wait for someone who I consider an icon, someone who any gay man, any gay woman, anyone who's a fan of comedy considers an icon. She's an ally, she is the moment, and she is someone who I'm so excited to have here. It is Kathy Griffin.
What? How did you book her on this shit show? How did that happen?
Oh my God, I'm so excited you're here.
I'm so excited you're gay. I'm still, talking to the straights is exhausting. They don't do any research, and it sucks the life out of you, like in that movie Twilight. But now I'm comfortable and at home.
Thank God. I'll tell you what. I did more research on you than I have in for many of my guests that I've had on.
Look at you with the hustle.
I'm like a professional.
You're on the hamster wheel.
But
I love it.
I do want to say before we get going, just a moment to be like serious here. Watching you in the 90s and the 2000s, I get like choked up. In the 90s and the 2000s as a little gay boy.
My life on the D-list.
My life on the D-list. You are so authentically yourself. You made me feel so comfortable being myself. And I think for anyone my age, even people who are younger.
Oh, that's so touching
It's just genuinely your authenticity shows through, and just you being yourself helped me be myself. So thank you for that.
That's so kind. I'm so used to people saying like such mean things, and I'm like a abused kitten. Thank you. That means so much to me. Thank you. That was the goal. I wanted a show that was funny first.
Yep.
And one thing I'm really proud of about that show is my dear departed mother and father, because they were true allies.
Yep.
And I think what gay people got to see on My Life on the D-List, whether they were closeted or not, or young or not, is they got to see these two older white people that were totally into the community. Just didn't necessarily wave a flag. Oh, my mom went to marches with me and stuff, and she had a sign that said, "I'll drink to gay marriage," because she enjoyed a drink. But that's one thing I love, is that people from the community could see older folks. Yeah. Really, my whole world was gay guys and women,
Yep. And it's crazy, too, because that show, it was on 2005, 2010.
Yeah, 2005 to 2000, 6 seasons, yeah.
6 seasons. Yeah. And it's crazy to think how much things have changed for gay people just in that amount of time.
We were marching for gay marriage, which we may have to do again. But yeah.
Here we go. We're getting into it.
Sorry, you know me.
No, you're good. But how did that show come to be?
It was supposed to be an expensive NBC sitcom. Okay. But Jeff Zucker, or as I call him, Jeff Fucker, made it. He realized he wouldn't need writers with me because I write all my own stuff. And so I was supposed to have this flashy Roseanne Seinfeldian 4-camera expensive sitcom. And then he called me into his office and said, or we could have cameras just follow you around for 6 months a year hoping you do funny shit. And then that's what My Life on the D-List became. But as much as I bitch and moan and I wish it had been big budget or whatever, I gotta say, Bravo really let me do kind of whatever I wanted. And I did some crazy shit on that show.
All right, everyone, we're taking a quick break from our interview with Kathy Griffin to talk to you about Game Time. We can't wait for all the amazing concerts this coming fall and winter, but what we don't want to think about is the hassle of buying tickets. We want to focus on the music and not the cost or the stress. That's where Game Time comes in, because they put the power back in the hands of the fans. It's your go-to hack for scoring amazing tickets and unforgettable experiences in just a few taps. And it's incredibly easy to use because they've got the Game Time guarantee, which means you can trust that you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. I was looking at tickets for Sabrina Carpenter tonight at Madison Square Garden, $249. Are you kidding me? Game Time's got me covered. They give us great deals on seats, and that's why we love them. That's why everyone at Barstool loves them, and that's why you should totally download the app. So take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code OUT, the letter N, out and about, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code OUTNABOUT for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. Yeah.
And I haven't watched it since it was on. I can't believe it was 20 years ago. It feels like yesterday.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Was there a moment we're talking about?
But can I just say, I did shit. It was so real that I had a contest one time for who's a super fan enough to come stay at my house for the weekend.
It's insane.
And I let them actually stay at my real house. Like,
so
nobody
crazy.
said to me, oh, you should rent like a fake house. Then we'll act like we'll put the guy in a hotel. And it's this gay guy who spends the weekend wishing I was Ginger Spice. So he spent the episode,
and she's here with us today.
And, that's right. And so I said I would never cut this. I would never edit it in a way to make it something that it isn't, because it was so funny that not only do I get a supposed super fan, but he really wants Jerry Halliwell from the Spice Girls, which I can't blame him. But that's how real that show was. That dude really stayed at my house.
It's crazy too. Like, the security was not thought of in the way it is now with that. But with My Life on the D-List, it was so ahead of its time because you were in on the joke. And at that time, reality TV was peaking on shows like MTV, VH1,
Osbournes,
Bravo,
Nick and Jessica,
Osbournes, Flavor of Love, like all that stuff going on. Was there a moment when you were filming the show? You had obviously had a successful stand-up career. You've been on all the late night shows leading up to that. Was there a moment where things kind of hit on My Life on the D-List where you're like, we have something here?
I couldn't believe when after season 1 we got nominated for an Emmy.
Yeah.
I just thought, wait a minute. This is the same club I'm not even allowed to be in. This is the club that put me on the D-List and keeps me there. And then I started running into celebrity after celebrity, and I found out it was kind of their guilty pleasure. So then luckily over the years, some celebrities still get pissed at me. But one of the ways I knew like I had made it was when celebrities wouldn't be offended and pissed off. When they'd say, okay, it's funny. Like, I'm friends with Lisa Rinna. And Lisa came to dinner one night and Harry said, should we be careful that whatever we say tonight could be in Kathy's act? And I go, yeah, you should, because anything's, and then Lisa goes, I think it's an honor. And so I told a story about them in my act, and Lisa and I are still good friends and I just love her, but it took a long time of giving celebrities shit for them to finally be like, oh, okay, it's the shtick.
Do you think, why did they put you on, like you say, you're put on the D-List?
Yeah.
Was that just because of the jokes you were telling?
I
or
think
why do
I've
you
always
think...
been ballsy and annoying and pissing off the executives and always the most powerful person in the room. That's who I always go for.
Yeah.
And my mother would say, you'll never learn your lesson. You always kiss the wrong ass. And that was me. I was always kissing below the line.
Yeah.
I never met a key grip I didn't love, a best boy, but I never had the brains to get along with the executives. So, to this day, I'm difficult and all the other adjectives.
But who says you're difficult?
Okay, I couldn't sell my special, so it's on YouTube for free.
But also, that's what people are doing now. You look at everyone who's putting a special on YouTube. So I had to be told
that because I had buyers saying, we love you, we know you're a good earner, but there's still people in the Midwest that are pissed off about the Trump decapitated head picture, which is part of my story. That's fine. But, I was actually relieved.
Just so casual. People are still upset about the Trump.
But can I tell you, it was good when one network executive said it to my face, because I felt that was the issue.
What network executive, can you say?
No, but I'll tell you after.
Okay.
And I said, thank you for being honest, because I figured that was it. And so then I thought, go indie all the way. Yeah. And of course I had to hire a younger person to teach me how to do YouTube. And I have a weekly YouTube show, and I don't make a dime from it, but I have a blast doing it. And I thought, just put the special on YouTube for free. Not even $10, not $2. I don't need your data. I'm not asking for your credit card. Just click and play and watch the new special if you like it.
It's great. I watched most of it this morning. I was rushing to get here.
It's my Eras tour.
Well, you're such a good storyteller. And I think that's what's missed out on a lot of comedy today is influencers think they're comedians.
Yeah.
And I think some of them are great. Some of them have great success.
Some are good, but some aren't. And some you have to still do it the old-fashioned way. Like you can only do it online so much. You got to actually get up in a room full of human beings.
Are you keyed into that world at all, influencers, or are you like?
I have to be, because I never know where I'm going to be, and if I am playing a city where an influencer is based or something, I want to know.
Right.
So I always find out stuff on the local level based on where I'm touring. So I'm not even saying like, oh, I'm a really smart person that's up on everything. I'm up on what's going on in the city I'm going to next.
Right.
And that's kind of where I, by osmosis, learn about stuff. But there's a lot of shit I don't know. Right. I did this thing yesterday. It just went online. It's a guy who comes up to you and like bum rushes you and goes, "What do you do for a living?"
Oh, I saw. Oh, you know who that is, Manoli, right? You seen that? Yeah. Yeah, he does it in New York, and he does it all over, right?
Okay, get this. The guy's a school teacher by day.
Is he really?
He's a freaking grade school teacher, so he was late for the shoot because one of the kids' mommies didn't come pick the kid up.
That's so
And then
funny.
I was waiting for this guy on a corner like a whore. like an old-fashioned prostitute.
People are like, is that Kathy Griffin on the corner right now?
And then they had to keep trying to refilm it because people would stop it and go, oh my God, there's Kathy Griffin. And either it would go my way or it didn't go my way. You know,
do you get heckled on the street?
Oh, yeah.
About the Trump stuff still?
Yeah, there was a guy yesterday who came in at me. And
in New York?
When we were filming that social media thing. And we had to just kind of gently like do the New York, like walking you away. Like, oh, we're all walking down the street, excuse me.
Does it scare you?
Yeah. Sure, because I'm, 5'3", 110 pounds, and people are, Trumpers, they get angry.
Yeah.
And then they want to let you know.
I know. It's like you've been, so this is, I was telling before this, my mother and aunt had so many questions. My mother's question was, how do you stay so resilient?
Oh, I love that question because I don't know. I blame my parents. They were Depression era parents, and my mom was the youngest, get this Irish Catholic twisted shit. My mom was the youngest of 16.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
So your grandmother was just pregnant her entire adult life.
So my grandfather
your grandma was
must have been
pregnant 40
dick.
years, right?
What an asshole to make this poor woman. So, and then guess what else I found out? You're going to shit. So I'm getting dual citizenship in case I get in trouble again with Trump. Yeah.
You will.
And I will, because I'm kind of
It's only a matter of time.
TikTok. And so I found out, getting all my grandparents' documents, I'm inbred.
Oh.
That's what's wrong with me.
Okay, we can cut that. If you, I'm inbred, that's what's wrong with. Well, that's a good excuse. So now next time you say something, you say, I'm inbred.
I'm inbred. You can't blame me. God. I can't help it that my grandparents were cousins. My grandmother's maiden name is Griffin. How twisted is that
Here's the YouTube title. Kathy Griffin was inbred. Yes. There's our YouTube title.
Yes, I have documentation. I'm so excited
crazy
about it.
But I do want to bring it back.
Finally, I have answers.
Finally, you have answers.
I have closure.
You need the closure. I want to bring it back to the D-list stuff for a second. When that show ended and it went off air, it was a very... Bravo, the network, was at a crossroads.
Yeah.
Housewives were starting to percolate, starting to become popular. Your show was at its peak. So I have two questions. One is, why did the show end? I think the obvious answer would be you probably outgrew it with your career.
There was a bit of that, yeah.
And then my second question would be, was there tension with the network when the show ended?
I don't know about tension when it ended. Here's what I did wrong. I really was I tried to be a real producer, and I would have conversations with the executives that I was too naive to understand. That's what my reps are paid to do.
Right.
So one regret I have is I really was too quick to pick up the phone and call a very powerful executive and literally call them names or challenge them or tell them I really strongly disagreed. But I will say I did that at every network. And so I have frenemies everywhere, but I felt like there came a point where Bravo wanted my show to become a little bit scripted. And for me, that was the tipping point. And I think Bravo felt like, hey, it's been 6 seasons. She's not really on the D-list all the time.
Right.
So maybe maybe we've run out of ideas. But it was exhausting to do, but when I look back on it, I'm proud of it.
Was there, when you say you call up executives and yell at them,
I negotiated myself all the time.
You're negotiating, talking about you negotiating your contracts,
salary, my contracts.
Did you have reps that were helping you do that, or you were like? What were the conversations like?
I felt like
Manola,
reps,
you can hear her, okay, right? Yes. Okay, good.
I felt like there were times when my reps were pussies.
Okay.
And so when there'd be a contract negotiation. Like when I was on a sitcom called Suddenly Susan with Brooke Shields, I found out I was the lowest paid one on the cast, except for one other person. And I was kind of breaking out of that show. Not to sound like an asshole, but I was lucky to start getting specials and stuff. And so I thought I deserved a raise. And nobody on my team could do it. And so, of course, I called the head of the studio. And I just came out and said, I need to talk to you about something or I'm not coming to work tomorrow. And right away, my reps were like, oh, no, he hates when people do stuff like that. I'm like, well, that's the only way I do it.
Right.
And I went in, and luckily, I had him laughing the whole meeting. And I said, we're going to do this like a used car deal. And he kept saying, his name was Peter Roth, and he ran Warner Brothers. And he kept saying, Kathy, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. I go, no. I'm going to put a figure on a cocktail napkin. I had old-fashioned pen and paper.
Yep.
And I said,
you're like Judge Judy. That's how she did it.
And I said, you're going to put a number on the napkin and we're going to open up. And I swear to God, I walked out of there that night with a raise. And when I called my lawyer,
This was for Suddenly Susan.
Yes. My lawyer offered me a job at his firm. he said, wait a minute. And so while that one went my way, most of the time it didn't go my way. And, you know, fuck Sheryl Sandberg. Every time I leaned in, I got fucking fired. I've been fired more than I've been hired. But I certainly have a love for Bravo because, honestly, look at the opportunity. They let me have a show where I could do kind of almost whatever I thought was funny.
Right.
And put my parents on it.
Before people were doing that.
Before people
and now you look at
it.
every show, the parents are involved.
I know.
Every single show, the parents are involved.
And I'm so glad they trusted me because I knew my mom and dad would be funny. And I knew how to flick the switch with them.
Yep.
And even at their age, I love that they became more popular in the test groups than me. So they would test it. They'd be like, oh, the redhead's annoying, but the parents, I love the drunken mom and dad.
That's so funny.
So they were in every episode, and it gave them a whole new life. Yeah. And my mom never paid for a Starbucks again.
Hell, you know what? That's all that all those gay baristas. That's all you need.
When my mother would come in,
yes,
and she'd be swearing and drunk, and then she'd say, "I'm not spending that much for a coffee," and she'd look around, and somebody would go, "Are you Maggie Griffin from the D-List?" Yes, I am.
And I think that's so endearing too that you would have your parents on, and it, like I said, a lot of times parents will come on shows and they're annoying. Yeah, and it's like it feels forced.
No, I knew my parents had it. They were stars. They were stars.
So natural.
And they could never be scripted.
Yeah.
Like, so I thought, well, if the show ever turned into, like, remember The Hills? Like, that was called a soft scripted show.
Yep.
And so I thought, if my show ever turned into a soft scripted, I'd be asking my mom and dad to act. And I don't want to do that because you can't out funny them. They're so fucking funny.
Exactly. And naturally funny, too.
Naturally funny. And, like I said, naturally allies. And that just came across in the humor and the booze and my mom,
the Irish,
my
the
mom
booze,
saying
the booze,
the booze, and my mom saying when the one guy came and stayed with me for the weekend, my mom looks in the camera and she goes, I've never met a gay like that. The West Hollywood gays would be more excited to see Kathleen, but this gay doesn't seem very excited. Like, you can't even say that shit anymore.
It's funny.
And she's just looking right in the camera, and that's just how my mom talked.
It's just pure. And
it was
it's no malintent.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad.
Well, my mother, I'll tell my mother, I went on a date with a couple of people, and she'll be like, well, is he really flamboyant, or is he? And I'm like, Mom, like, come on.
I know.
It's like, but it's so sweet and it's so innocent.
Well,
and it's so
it
pure.
comes from the love.
Exactly.
And like I said, we're talking about two people from the Midwest that survived fucking World War II.
Right.
And now their life is gay guys, and they're going to happy hour at the gay bars.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
2010, the show ends. Yeah. And we don't have to get too into this if you don't want to, but you did have a very public falling out with Andy Cohen.
Yeah.
Obviously.
That hurts.
Is there anything that you think could repair the relationship now? Do you want to repair that relationship? What would you need from him? What would you need to do?
Here's what I think. I think, number one, I'm tired of getting asked that question. Like, honestly, I wish people would ask Andy that, because I get asked that question no matter what I'm trying to hawk or sell or get you to buy. It's like, Andy Cohen. I think the guy is one in the game of life. He's one of the most powerful people in show business. I watched him on the come up. I personally think he was tough on me as a boss. I do. But I also, there were times we'd get into it about an episode where I would say, I want this to stretch longer, and he would write back shit like yawn.
So you were in the edit? I
wasn't in the bay, but they would send me a cut, and I was ever present in every scene. And so I was the one that had kind of stuff in my head. And, I wanted the show to be more episodes. I was going, well, now you're doing the Housewives, and they're getting up to like 18 episodes.
Right.
And I felt like I was always going, I got more in me. Put me in the game, coach. And so I think that was the push-pull we had. But I don't hate the guy or anything. And like I said, I have to respect his hustle, and he does that show every night and buys properties, and he's one in the game of life.
Right, 100%.
And I feel I have too, in my corny way. So I kind of feel like. Sorry, I keep hitting this thing.
No, you're good. As long as we can hear. Manoli, you want to
How
fix that for?
So low?
Did we get any of that?
I feel because I've never hit a microphone so much in my life. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Like a bad blowjob.
It is like a bad blowjob. It's getting flaccid.
Here we go. Our beautiful.
Okay. And I'll try not to gesticulate so much.
Good.
I tend to talk like this.
You're good.
We are getting almost out.
Okay,
All right.
Cool. And then Was there, as the Housewives were coming up, would you have joined the cast? Was that ever a conversation? Did they want you to be a housewife?
No, that was not a thing at the time because
Yeah.
I was still doing the D-list and they had just started the Housewives. Like I remember doing shoots with Vicky Gunvalson
Yep.
and who else was on season 1? You know, there was a girl named Laura, you know. And so it was fun. I would see Rachel Zoe and I kind of think, of course, I think it was the Bravo heyday.
Yeah.
Because it was like a new channel.
niche.
And it was kind of the gay channel, but
Yep.
they didn't call it the gay channel. But they had Project Runway. That was
Oh my
on
God, of
in my
course.
era. And that was, you know, they had episodes where Christian Siriano made a dress of lettuce or something. I'm not getting that right. But, you know, I was proud to be in that company. So I'll always be grateful to them for giving me those opportunities.
Do you credit yourself with some of the early success of Bravo?
I do. I think my life on the D-list, especially when we started winning Emmys
Yep.
for a little cable network that had Inside the Actors Studio, and I hadn't even have Top Chef yet.
Yeah.
And they were still coming from like, you know, Showbiz Moms and Dads was
Yeah.
one show, and
And TLC ripped that off.
I mean, of course, there's a
Yeah.
cheaper way to do it at TLC. And I think my life on the D-list got like a real core, not crazy numbers like Friends or anything,
Yeah.
but you know, we got a good core loyal audience.
And
And I
that's all
think
you
that was a
need.
good foundation for their early phase of getting more into unscripted.
And you talk about the core audience. The shot that they pan to in your special,
Yeah.
they go bananas when you
Oh
walk out. It
my
made me
God.
so happy. I was
you're
like,
so
this is
nice. I couldn't believe it. That audience was on fire.
You were in Seattle, right?
Seattle at
Yeah.
the Moore Theater. But I'm back on tour again, and I have a stand-up comedy disorder. I know, I'm aware of it. But
New
the
face, new
audience,
tour, it's
new
called.
face, new tour.
Yep.
I've had some work done for you, America and Canada, and I want to go see the gays, and I'm going to the real America. So let me tell
Yes.
you, if you are the blue dot in a red city, I'm going to Richmond. I'm going to Charlotte. I'm going to Jacksonville.
Oh, goddamn.
Which is almost Kentucky.
Okay.
Pretty
okay.
much Kentucky. Let's
All
cut the
right.
shit. And I'm going to the real America, and so I want to come and say hi. So I'm back
It's
on
great.
the road.
All right, guys, another quick break to talk to you about Kraken. If you are trading crypto, do it right. No sketchy platforms, no sketchier customer support. That's why we only trust Kraken here on Out and About, because it lets you buy, sell, and swap over 300 cryptos without the lag, crashes, or clownery. Buying crypto manually, forget it. That is old school. Reoccurring buys lets you automate your investments, so you stack sats without even thinking about it. DCA done right. Buy more when prices dip, less when they spike, and you can link your bank in minutes, so you just set it, you forget it, and you let your portfolio grow. And that's what it's all about, right? Growing that portfolio. Also, they have Kraken Pay. This is huge. It's instant crypto payments. So you got no more excuses from your friends, whether they're covering a lost bet or splitting a tab. They can send the money over right away, and it moves instantly with zero fees and no banks holding things up. And download it and refer your friends, and Kraken's going to give you $200 USDG just for spreading the love. So quit waiting. Head to kraken.com/barstool. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss and is offered to U.S. customers, excluding Washington, New York, and Maine, through Payward Interactive Inc. Kraken. Give it a try. Back to our interview. It's awesome. I'm so happy to see it. You're friends with so many celebrities. That's such a big part of your act.
Can you believe it? Sometimes I'm sitting across from somebody and I can't even believe I'm with. Guess what I did last night? You're
What's
gonna
this?
shit. I went to see Hamilton as Leslie Odom's guest.
You're kidding.
No, and guess who my +1 was? E. Jean Carroll, who won the 2 court cases against Donald Trump, and Trump owes her over $100 million in damages.
You think she'll get it?
I think at some point she will, because
I
her
hope so.
lawyer is so incredible. And I
That's
think he'll
insane.
blink. I think he'll blink.
Were there any celebrities
And then afterwards, E.G. and I are such old coots that we wanted to go to Sardi's. So we got Jefferson and King George to walk us to Sardi's. And these are big stars. They're
Yeah.
Hamilton. And
Yeah.
they just took us each by an arm, and we
Unreal.
laughed all the way to Sardi's.
Unbelievable.
And I barely talked to Leslie Odom Jr., who's got, I was like,
The story you have about Sharon, everyone watched the special, by the way. The story you have about Sharon Stone in your
Oh, yeah.
special, walking in on her. She invited Kathy to the house. Kathy goes to the house. She's asleep, and then she goes to the bedroom. She's naked, brushing her teeth naked.
Totally
it's unbelievable.
naked.
I don't want to give too much away because I want people
but
to
it was
watch
heaven. It was heaven. It's a
it's-
love letter. That's not a mean story. That
Yeah.
one's a love letter, but it's real.
Are there any celebrities who stuck with you and really stood by your side through the Trump stuff and through the other controversies you've had?
Yeah, one of them was Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman. And so I have known and loved Paul for decades, ever since he was in a group called the Groundlings, which is where I'm from, a comedy troupe in Los Angeles. And he was one of the people that called me because he had a scandal of his own, which, by the way, when you think about it now, was such a nothing.
Right.
He was caught jerking off at a porn theater. Right. Like, big deal.
Right. I'm going to do that on the way home.
And it, took his career down,
The Blue Room.
It was a scandal of its day. Like, I can't even tell you.
When was that, the 80s or something?
It was like the world stopped spinning on its axis.
Insane.
And he went through just hell for just nothing. And so he knew what to do. So he freaking called me like a guidebook. And he's like, okay, day one, you do this. You come stay at my house. The paparazzi are at your house. You can hide at my house. Nobody will suspect it.
So
day
crazy.
5, you're going to do this. Month 1, you're going to do this. It's going to take you 5 to 8 years to heal from that. Like,
it's going to take you 5 to 8 years to heal.
It was Sharon Stone told me, she said, you might as well leave the country for 5 to 8 years. And she was right.
It
took 7.
It took 7.
It took 7 to get a gig.
That was
7 years.
The Trump thing was 7 years ago?
Yeah.
You're friends with Kim? You're friends with Kim Kardashian?
Yeah,
and
she was my next door neighbor.
And the Jenner clan, and you were
friends with Chris. Yes.
Friends with Chris.
Chloe.
They stuck by your side through everything, and they helped you.
I went to Christmas at their house when my own family was like, she might be in ISIS. Then I had nowhere to go on Christmas Eve. And Chris
Your own
said,
family didn't invite you over.
Well, I only have one brother who's sane, and the rest of them are MAGA, and it's awkward. So by the way, I have a lot of MAGA people in my life. A lot of people don't know. I have friends who voted for Trump, and I have friends who didn't vote. So believe it or not, even though I'm a big lefty, I still keep my world. I want a wide tent.
Well, you have a brain.
I try to use it.
Right.
It's mandatory for the job. So anyway, where were we?
We were talking about Chris, Kim. You went to their house on Christmas. They really stood by you through this. Yeah.
Yes, and you're not going to believe this. I put Kim in touch with Governor Gavin Newsom because I know Gavin, and he called one time, and then I said, you're not going to believe, Gavin. Guess who I live next to? I live next door to Kim and Kanye. He goes, I want to meet her. And I go, yeah, get in line. Every other guy does, yawn. As Andy Cohen would say, yawn. And so he goes, no, I want to talk to her about prison reform and what I can do to help her in the state of California. And I freaking put them together.
Wow.
And then she started working with Governor Newsom about prison reform.
And now, did you see the interview she just gave where she said she's going to give up being Kim K in the next however many years to be a lawyer? Good luck being a lawyer, sister. I would do nothing if I had that kind of money.
Billions with a B.
And they're all, it's her, it's Kylie, it's all of them.
Freaking Rob is back.
Rob is back,
who was missing.
Where is he?
Rob was missing.
I know he was missing for he just wanted to stop filming and not do anything.
He just, exactly.
Were they
play video games? I don't know what he's been doing. I can't wait to see him. Whenever I see him in person, I go, "What? He's alive?"
I know.
And he laughs.
And he's got or what was I going to say?
About Rob? About Kim K?
About Kim K and Kanye. Their documentary is coming out, and it looks pretty explosive, pretty crazy. When you were living next door to them, were there ever any warning signs that there were trouble in paradise between the two of them?
Yes. I think that there were times when he left her alone a lot that people don't know about. And that's one of the reasons I love and respect her, is a lot of times when he would have a meltdown and go to remember when he had the ranches? He would go to one of those ranches.
He just sold one.
And she would be home alone. Like there would be security and nannies and all that. But what I mean is there were times when I would either go over or I could tell like she's just by herself. And I don't know, I think she didn't want people to know.
It's traumatic.
So
you would go and you knock on the door or you text her and be like, hey.
We'd text each other. But she was really in love with him. She really was in love with him.
Do you have any stories about Kanye? I know you have the one you told in your special. Anything crazy happen?
Yeah, I have another one where one time I heard yelling from the backyard, and my ex runs in and he goes, "You're not going to believe this." And I go, "What?" He goes, "Kanye is out in the backyard just yelling." And I was like, "This is awesome." So I put my clothes on, run out in the backyard.
This is awesome,
right? And you're not going to believe this. Guess what music he's playing? They never played loud music. Guess what he's blasting? I don't even know if you know who this is.
Give me the
Enya. Enya was like an 80s.
Now we gotta look at what Enya is.
Literally Irish Celtic. It was a phase of a kind of music. If you go to a spa, you'll hear Enya. She's, by the way, secretly a billionaire. So the Kanye blasting like new agey kind of, and just going
And what were the kids doing? What were people doing in the back? The
Nothing.
kids are always
Nobody. I didn't hear anything but him. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So there were
and
signs.
then one time I saw him out in the little gated community circle because the Rolls-Royce golf cart had run out of the charge. So Kanye had to stand out there and wait for the tow truck. And I thought it was so ridiculous that they had a Rolls-Royce golf cart that I just walked past him. I went like that. I go like this, well done.
And you're walking the dogs by him?
Yeah.
Insane. Do you have a favorite Kardashian Jenner?
I love Khloe.
She's everyone's favorite is Khloe.
Love Khloe.
Everyone loves Coco.
Yeah, Coco is so funny and she's fun and she's I just love her. She's just there for you. And I have a note from her that I read in my act, and I asked her permission, and she just sent me 4 other ones that were funnier. Like, she goes with it so much that, of course, I love her for that.
I think they have a great sense of humor. I think the Kardashians
are
very...
you kidding? All
like,
the way
Kim
to
is
the
still a
bank.
mother.
Yeah.
Like, that just shows how down to earth. She doesn't have to be a mother when you have that much money.
Yeah.
You can kind of ship the kids off. She's always with her kids, the whole family. Even
and
to the
Kim
Christmas
does
party.
the cute TikToks with the kids, which is, she doesn't have to do that either. And they're cute. They're heartwarming, you know.
Are you on TikTok?
Of course.
We got to do a TikTok after this.
I would love to.
I got a good one for us.
Sometimes I get tens of views.
Yeah, tens of views. Well, we'll hopefully break double digits on this one.
Now TikTok is owned by a Murdoch and an Ellison.
They bought it?
Oh, yeah.
That officially went through. They were like trying to sell it. Is that out yet?
The Sons. David
Jesus.
and I forgot the other one. But yeah, so get ready for TikTok to be worse than it was under the Chinese government. The Communist government of China was the former owner. And now we have a Murdoch and an Ellison.
My least favorite part about...
You can't be gay anymore.
I
need your gay card.
You can have it back. I'll give it to you. My least favorite part about TikTok is when you go to type in, and I can't spell, so you use spell check.
Same.
And it doesn't, there's no suggestion to fix the words automatically. It's the worst.
It goes no responses. And I'm like, wow, I'm that dyslexic.
No responses.
Yeah.
All right, guys, one more quick break to talk to you about Stella Blue's new canned lattes because they are here, they are delicious, and you need to give them a try, Man Mafia, because they are crafted with 100% Colombian coffee, and each can delivers 190 milligrams of natural caffeine. That's insane, and that's going to pack a punch. Also, it's a good source of protein. Bet you didn't think of that. And they've got 2 flavors, Espresso Cafe Mocha and Espresso Sweet Cream. So whether you're braving your morning commute or chasing your pups, Stella Blue cans are for those always on the go and for those who care. And Stella Blue is more than just coffee, speaking of caring, because it's all about giving back. Big Cat named the brand after his dog Stella. Ironically, my dog was also named Stella way before Stella was a popular dog name, but that's not what this is about. It's about the mission of Stella Blue, which is to help more dogs find their forever homes. Every purchase supports animal rescue organizations. So when you drink Stella Blue, you're not just fueling your day, you're saving a dog's life, which I think is very important. So try the new cans today. Taste the difference and make a difference. All new Stella Blue canned lattes now available at StellaBlueCoffee.com. Check it out. Back to Kathy. You are obviously famously very close with Joan Rivers.
Yes, I miss her so much.
Mentor, friend, you call her your comedy mother.
Yeah. She even played my mom on Suddenly Susan.
That's right.
How iconic is that?
That's right. What do you think? First of all, I think she would crush on TikTok.
Yes, absolutely.
She'd be incredible.
Yes.
Was there any part about your relationship with Joan that wasn't public that you think people would like to know? Like,
oh, it's bugs me when people think she was mean. I'm so protective of her. That's why I have a disagreement with Ellen. Is Ellen, was trying to convince me Joan was mean and not funny.
Right.
And I said, first of all, you couldn't find a nicer person, Ellen. Yep. And second of all, of all people, and second of all, I said, but you wouldn't even have your talk show if it wasn't for Joan. Like, it just is a groundbreaker. You got to respect her. And so I still, just feel protective of people that want to say she was mean when she really was so well-read, saw every play, read every book, hung out with intellectuals. She would go to hang out with the royals. Like, she had this whole relationship with freaking King Charles. And I got to go with her one time in England and hang out with them. And I think he was secretly in love with her.
Really?
There's something people don't know. I think then Prince Charles While he loves Camilla, because Camilla also had a very naughty sense of humor. She was fun.
Do you like her?
Love her.
Camilla?
Love her.
Obviously, I've
Like,
never
I'm a
met her,
Diana
but it just
person.
it like grosses
I'm just
me out
saying,
the way it all happened.
I want to be your
obviously.
tampon. Yeah.
Yes.
And so I got to watch then Prince Charles gush over Joan. And I've always thought ever since then, I saw it in person. 2 nights in a row, we saw them.
Two nights in a row.
Kathy Griffin, Joan Rivers, Chuck, and Camilla.
How did you guys meet, you and Joan?
We met through Melissa.
And you still talk to Melissa?
Oh, yeah.
You're so close.
I just saw her last week.
She was on your Instagram doing something. Yeah.
She was on my YouTube show.
And Cooper, the grandson. How old is he now?
Cooper's 22.
I get my gay card back now by knowing about Melissa and Cooper and everyone.
Well done.
22 years old.
I can't believe it.
That's crazy.
I can't believe Joan's not here anymore. I feel like I should pick up the phone and call her.
And
I feel like she would know how to handle Trump. Because they were friends, but I feel like she would know how, as Melissa says, she would thread the needle.
Yes.
In a way, I don't think he would go for her. I really don't.
Remember her on Celebrity Apprentice?
Of course.
Who was the poker player on Celebrity Apprentice?
Annie,
and you're trash, darling.
A poker player.
Walking out like Cruella DeVille with the thing.
The lowest life form.
You never had a last name in Vegas.
You know.
Obsessed.
That was so amazing.
Are there any comedians now who you see? You've obviously carried on the legacy, and in every way imaginable. Are there any comedians now who you see, female comics, who seem to be carrying on her legacy, who channel her, who remind you of her?
No, but here's what I like. Because I like that there's so many women with their own legacy.
Yep.
Like, I look at Atsuko, and nobody does what she does the way she does it. And that's what I respect. I like the one-of-a-kinders. Obviously John Mulaney is a great artisan and craftsman. But, I can't help it. I have a thing for female comics. I actually think women are as funny as men, and so I'm an outlier. But I like that there's more girls that know how to get their brand going.
Yes.
Like, I was lucky because I discovered, the D-list, that's going to stick and that's going to work.
Well, you understand the business of it, I think.
It's
And you talk about how you negotiated your deals. And Joan was the same way.
Oh, are you kidding?
Understood the business.
She died with $140 million. Oh,
my God.
$140 million.
Insane. And they just auctioned off, I don't know if they just did, but recently on the Upper East Side, did you hear about the auction?
Things.
What did you get?
A $10,000 Chanel bag.
That was my friend was gonna bid on that. She was telling me yesterday she wanted a Joan card and a Chanel bag.
I got the Chanel bag. 10K.
Insane.
But it was Joan's main one.
Yes.
And I bought 2 of her house robes, and I bought 1 pair of her Hermes heels, so I could literally walk in her shoes.
Incredible.
Although she gave me a pair of shoes one time, so I have 2 pair of Joan Rivers shoes, which I treasure.
You ever go to her apartment on the Upper East?
Of course.
How insane was that? The Palace of Versailles.
Insane. Palace of Versailles, trompe l'oeil, gold leafing, 4 floors.
Are you friends with what female comics are you friends with now?
Well, more
but
Hannah,
it's like Hannah Berner is a friend of the program. We love Hannah Berner. Very funny.
I have to admit, I'm not the most up on comics because I tour myself.
Got it.
So I don't have openers. I never have. And so I'm not great. Like, I have to be told over and over, go see this person or go watch this person.
Yeah.
So
Hannah Berner, I'm putting you onto her right now.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Hannah Gadsby, I know.
Yes.
And I think has changed the game.
Yep.
I think Nanette was so good and unique, it changed the game. I wrote her. I don't even know her. But I DM'd her and I said, I think you have leveled up for all of us. Now we have a new bar. That Nanette was so unique and funny and touching.
I think it's so exciting that the special came out, obviously, and I think it's so important that you're getting into social media now, because I feel that there's a whole group of younger gays and younger people.
I want the young gays to discover me that don't know me from the first go round.
Who haven't discovered you.
Yeah.
And also when you get involved with
I'm 65 now.
That's crazy. You don't look it. You look fantastic.
But there's a whole new generation that I want to meet.
It's crazy. It just makes me very excited that a whole new generation is discovering you. Oh. We're getting bothered for time right now, so I'm trying to find
if there's. I gotta go to the airport.
If there's any other questions I have for you coming up. Your special, everyone go to Kathy Griffin's YouTube. It's out right now. Tour tickets, you can go to kathygriffin.com.
Kathygriffin.com.
Okay.
I'm coming to your town. New face, new tour. All new material.
New face, new tour.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna let you go, but I'd love to do this again. Oh,
yes.
One more question.
Yeah.
Best city for comedy.
It's tough. I'm going to go with New York.
New York.
I mean, playing Carnegie Hall.
Yep.
And having them stand at the end. Are you kidding me? Electric.
Incredible.
I can't help it.
Well, thrilled you're here. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you, honey. I love you.
You're the best. Kathy Griffin, everyone. If you don't know her, now, first of all, shame on you. Second of all,
shame on you.
Now you do, and we'll see you guys next week.